Over a week, we'll be observing the 40th anniversary of the flood of '85, and you can reflect on that natural disaster by attending a commemoration event and a benefit concert. We are joined now by singer-songwriter Rob Frame, who also organized the event called Two Floods, 40 Years, One Song. Good afternoon, Rob. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Kimberly. We appreciate it.
And for those of us that, from this area, we're coming up on, of course, the big anniversary of the flood of '85. You were also in the area at that time. What do you remember most about that day?
It was pandemonium. I worked downtown at the time. I lived in Botetourt County, and just trying to get home, trying to get my kids from school, trying to make sure everyone was safe. We were all experiencing that. And I think it took some years before it would rain very hard and we didn't all get a little jittery
of course,
and a little PTSD from it.
Yeah. And of course, as you're reflecting on that, this event kind of came together. This was sort of your brainchild, just blending music along with remembrance of the flood of '85 and, of course, the horrible floods that happened more recently in Texas. Talk a little bit about how this all came together.
Well, it's just, I already had it on my mind because we were coming up on the 40th anniversary. I was thinking about that. Then back in the summer, that awful flooding happened in Texas, and not to get too maudlin about it, that was the one where it swept through the little girls' camp and just broke everybody's heart. And I just started thinking, what can we do? And then as I'm listening to the news, they kept talking about Kerrville, Texas. Well, Kerrville is an area kind of near and dear to the hearts of those in the folk music or acoustic music community, because there's a 50-year long-standing beloved festival that happens there every year.
Wow.
And all of a sudden it just all came together. I said, our flood, their flood, Kerrville, Texas, what are we going to do? And I came up with the idea for this.
Yeah, it was kind of serendipity, two tragic events, but, coming together for the common good. So you put together this concert. It's going to be happening Buchanan Theater later this month, and you've got quite the impressive lineup. Of course, you're going to be performing along with many others.
Not so impressive there, but some others, yeah.
All right, who are some of the folks that we'll be able to see?
Well, there are three of us from the local music community. Myself, Gary Marchesano, who's a great singer-songwriter, and Marie Claire Evans, who just sings like an angel and writes really good music. We're doing the first part of the show.
Okay.
And then after the intermission, it's interesting. Two artists who sort of owe the jump start in their career to that Kerrville Festival, because in different years they both won the big competition there for new artist, best song, and so forth. And that they both said that's sort of when they took off. And I contacted my friend Wes Collins out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I barely had gotten the word Kerrville and concert out of my mouth, and he said, I'm there. You tell me when, I owe too much to that area. And I contacted another good friend and a wonderful songwriter who lives in Texas named Andrew Delaney. And first he said, buddy, I would love to be there, but I can't come 1,100 miles just to do one show. Well, the next day he called and said, all right, I couldn't sleep last night, I'm there.
And of course, all the proceeds from this concert will go to Kerrville.
Once we cover all the expenses that we have, then the money will go directly from the nonprofit Buchanan Theater, where we're holding this, directly down to the Community Relief Fund in Kerr County.
Yeah, so you know that when you go to the show, it is going to be making a difference for so many people that are still recovering from that flooding because it was so impactful.
And will be recovering for years. We
know
that from here.
Yes, we do.
The Buchanan Theater, where we're having, it was closed for 17 years after Buchanan itself got just ravaged there, and which is another serendipitous thing.
Right.
And tying it all together, we're going to do it right in Buchanan, which got hit so hard, in that lovely old Art Deco theater.
Yeah, so special. Now, you're going to be performing for us in just a few minutes a song called The Preschool Rope. Tell us briefly, what does that song mean? What does that title mean?
In my real job, my real life, for years and years, my office is on the ground floor, and there's a kids' daycare preschool down the street. And I would see them coming by my office holding on to one of those safety lines.
Right.
You've seen that before, so they don't go astray and get hurt. And it was the best part of my day. When I'd hear them coming, I'd stop whatever I was doing, run out and just watch them. And the little kids were so cute.
Yeah.
And at some point I said, there's got to be a song here. Turns out there was. And in light of this concert, it's about learning some lessons from the innocent and sweet among us, and maybe we can apply some of that and be better than we often are.
I love that. Rob, thank you so much. Cannot wait to hear that song in just a few minutes. We're going to put up the information again for the show. Two Floods, 40 Years, One Song, happening Saturday, October 25th at the historic Buchanan Theater. We do have a link to ticket information on our website. Just click on Here at Home. All right.